where to stream every Gore Verbinski movie that is a great time to be a fan of bold, eccentric, one-of-a-kind filmmakers. With Send Help, Sam Raimi just debuted his first original movie in 15 years, reminding horror fans everywhere why he's one of the genre's most chaotic minds. In just over a week, genre-less master Gore Verbinski is going to make his long-awaited return to cinemas with Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Believe it or not, this is the first movie Verbinski has released in a decade, and the buzz for his foray into futuristic sci-fi has been palpable, especially since the rave reviews started pouring in. Over the course of his career, Verbinski has established himself as one of the best by seamlessly shifting from genre to genre, always bringing his own sense of style along for the ride. His career began with a family-friendly adventure about a couple of guys trying to catch a mouse, skyrocketed with a high-seas adventure that broke box office records, and has included pit stops in horror, animation, and romantic comedy along the way. Gore Verbinski can do it all, and the release of Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die gives fans everywhere a great excuse to watch back through his filmography and see just how much he has accomplished over the years. Fortunately, in this era of streaming, those movies are more accessible than ever before, and we rounded up the info you need to watch them all. Mouse Hunt, 1997, Gore Verbinski's first film, is surprisingly still one of his very best, bringing hilarious hijinks to a small story about a couple of down-on-their-luck brothers trying to get rich. Nathan Lane and Lee Evans are sensational in what essentially feels like a standalone Wet Bandits movie, complete with some of the best physical comedy of the 1990s. Like many of the films you'll see on this list, there are multiple ways to watch Mouse Hunt online. The film is currently available to stream on Paramount+, but it is also free to watch, without ads, on the Hoopla service. If you aren't familiar, Hoopla is a free service for books, movies, and music that partners with libraries around the country. You can log in using your local library card and receive a number of rentals every month, and one of those rentals can be used to watch Mouse Hunt, the Mexican 2001, probably Verbinski's least known movie, despite having arguably the biggest pair of stars it's ever had lead a cast. Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts star in this rom-com thriller about a man hired to bring a cursed pistol from Mexico into the United States, and his girlfriend who is trying to put an end to his criminal career. The Mexican has almost the exact same streaming situation as Mouse Hunt, though with one small difference. The film is available to stream on Paramount Plus with a subscription, and it is also streaming on a free, library-backed service. The difference, however, is that the Mexican is on Canopy instead of Hoopla. It's the same kind of setup, using your library card to create a free account, just a different program that is more film-focused. The Ring, 2002, Verbinski's foray into horror is still a massive favorite amongst fans of the genre. The Ring, starring Naomi Watts, was one of the most successful attempts at remaking a Japanese horror hit for American audiences, grossing nearly $250 million around the globe. It went on to launch a whole franchise, though Verbinski only helmed the first movie, as he moved on to what will become one of the biggest film franchises of the 2000s. This is going to sound like a broken record, but The Ring is available to stream on Paramount+, as well as on free, library-supported services. In fact, The Ring is available on both Hoopla and Canopy, giving you plenty of different options to choose from. Pirates of the Caribbean, 2003 to 2007. Verbinski turned a classic Disney ride into an actual fortune with the 2003 smash hit Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. The film was an enormous success, grossing more than $654 million at the box office, and Verbinski was swiftly hired to turn it into a trilogy. He went on to direct Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, 2006, and Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End, 2007, before leaving the franchise. Those two films combined for more than $2 billion at the box office and remain loved by the majority of fans. This trilogy is all lumped together here because all three movies have the same streaming situation. The entire Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, including the films not directed by Verbinski, is available to stream exclusively on Disney+. The Weatherman, 2005. The Weatherman, starring Nicolas Cage, is the only film that Verbinski was able to direct in the midst of the storm surrounding Pirates of the Caribbean. Unlike that franchise, however, The Weatherman failed to perform at the box office, grossing just $19 million worldwide. This is a first entry on the list that isn't available to stream on any major subscription services, but it does still have the benefit of the free options. The Weatherman is currently streaming on both Hoopla and Canopy, making it easily accessible for anyone with a library card. Rango, 2011. After Pirates of the Caribbean, Verbinski made a surprising move to the world of animation, where he just casually delivered one of the best animated films of the 2010s. Rango, a western about a domesticated chameleon on the adventure of a lifetime, not only broke new ground in the world of animation, but it also took home the Academy Award for Best Animated Film in 2012. Rango, like many of these films, is currently streaming on Paramount+. It's also available to watch for free on Hoopla, provided you have a library card and can access the service. The Lone Ranger, 2013. Verbinski's adaptation of The Lone Ranger in 2013 was meant to be Disney's next big adventure franchise, following in the footsteps of Pirates of the Caribbean. That didn't happen, with The Lone Ranger making just $260 million at the box office, barely more than its reported production budget. Fans were mixed on the film as well, though a lot of opinions have changed since it was released. There's a lot of love out there for the craftsmanship and storytelling of The Lone Ranger, but the leading duo of Johnny Depp and Armie Hammer doesn't do the film any favors. Unfortunately for the big adventure fans out there, The Lone Ranger is one of the only Verbinski movies that isn't currently available on any major streaming services. You can purchase or rent the film digitally from retailers like Apple and Prime Video. Disney also put out a pretty solid Blu-ray that isn't too hard to find. A Cure for Wellness, 2016. It's hard to believe that trippy horror thriller A Cure for Wellness is already 10 years old. It's even harder to believe that this is the most recent Gore Verbinski movie. Dane DeHaan and Mia Goth star in this psychological ride about a young executive who encounters strange circumstances at a wellness retreat in the Swiss Alps. The film bombed upon its release, but has steadily picked up a more dedicated fan base in the years since. A Cure for Wellness stands alongside The Lone Ranger as the only Verbinski movies not readily available to stream on major services, though this one is on Cinemax, apparently. You can still purchase or rent the film in both physical and digital formats.